Hello. We're talking about the sexless narcissist. Um, in my experience with my husband, we had 5 years of wonderful lovemaking. It was really good, very good quality. I felt a lot of spiritual bonding. I feel like it was real, or he was a real good actor. And then he then to it was like I had to go cold turkey because then there was absolutely nothing left. He spent years sleeping on the couch, and I say, well, I would like some intimacy. I would like just hug me, just be with me. And he says, no, I need you to clean the house first. So he got me cleaning top to bottom. I was actually silly enough to believe that was the problem. And he said, I did everything he told me. He said, light a candle. It needs to be romantic. So I lit as many candles as he told me, everything. I put nice white sheets, and then he came home. And even flowers. He said, oh, honey, I'm tired. As soon as he saw everything I had done, he said, I'm tired from work. Maybe not tonight. Do you mind if we don't do it tonight? And pretty much nothing. He didn't want it anymore. He didn't want anything to do with me. It was a complete rejection of my energy, my feminine energy. Once I just went to him. I was feeling like I wanted some loving, so I went over to him. I was hugging him. He was laying down, and I went to kiss him, and he even hid his face. He did not want anything. And here's the strange thing: is he had told me beforehand. He says, I'm not really rejecting you. I'm not. You just need to approach me in the right way. You need to be more seductive. And so that's a total no-no with him, because there's no way you can be seductive or anything with him, because he actually, I think he believes women cannot show their sexuality. He just, that's a turn off to him. So that wasn't true. I had my hair up in a bun. I tried everything. And it was always rejection. And he said to me for 2 days, he says, no, I do want to be intimate with you. Whenever you want it, it's there. I will give it, I will be with you. And so that time when I was on him and I wanted to kiss him, he completely, he just hid his face. So I couldn't even kiss him. I couldn't even touch him. So it wasn't even about penetration, which that is my favorite part. But if there's not any, if he was too lazy, I said, honey, if you're too lazy for that, I'll do all the work. But that wasn't what it was about. It was just like I couldn't even. Here's the worst thing that happened to me. We were out buying some tacos. They were super delicious. We had eaten, and I hugged him, and I felt the passion. Both of us felt it. So I was kissing him, and here's what happened. We were kissing passionately, and then it's like something clicked in his mind all of a sudden, and he's like, and then he grabbed both of my hands down, and he didn't want me kissing him anymore. Maybe he remembered, oh, I can't be intimate with her. I can't give her, he's somehow punishing me, and I've never actually done anything. Here's what I believe happened. I believe that I had told him how much I loved lovemaking, how much I really wanted to be with him, and that to me it was the maximum. It was the best. I said that the best thing that I liked doing with him was, even if he was just holding my hand, I felt the energy exchange so beautifully. We had perfect chemistry. and there was absolutely no reason to stop. But since I had told him, please don't tell a narcissist how much you love something, because then they will take it away from you, even if it's something they like, because the pleasure they're going to have by taking it away from you is going to be so much more, well, actually, almost the same amount of pleasure that we felt. Yeah. So I've been with him, there's 5 years of great sex, and then I've been with him for 9 years. So you can imagine I have 5, 6, 7, I have about 4 years of, 1 year we had sex 4 times a year. Wow. And then the next year I got lucky 5 times. And then the next year, 7 times. I finally got pregnant because we wanted to have a baby. And I was like, how's that going to happen? Hon, how's that going to happen if, you're the only one I'm with, the only guy I'm with. So yeah, we need to do something. And that day I got pregnant. He almost didn't even want to be intimate, but then I guess he realized, yeah, that it was necessary, and he had told me some things that just don't add up. He said, I think I'm going through a sexual phase. Yeah, I don't think that can happen if you've had such a good sex life. You're going to go asexual all of a sudden, especially after your wife tells you how much she likes it, and then all of a sudden, oh, none at all. He says, I'm going celibate, and I was like, I didn't know that was possible. How can you go celibate and be married? That is the weirdest, I'm sorry, I don't know what planet, but that's the weirdest thing. I mean, I think marriage could, if, it doesn't have to all be about intimacy. I mean, intimacy on many levels, but there was no level, there was nothing at all anymore. I'm glad for all the years that I spent with my narcissist. I learned a lot. I learned that some people just, when you get close to them, maybe he was just feeling too much, and he had to get away from that. He couldn't deal with it, because I believe a narcissist would be healed if really all they need is love. But if they absorbed all that, I think that they really would. It would be a cure, because I think it's it seems more like not just a bad attitude, but a heart problem. They're sick in the heart. His mind is perfectly fine. He doesn't have a mental illness. I've known people that have severe mental illnesses, but he just, it seems like he has an emotional illness, a heart illness, basically. And that actually isn't all. It got worse. There was more things that happened. Basically, he kept blaming me for no intimacy, so I would always do exactly what he told me, and then he would make something else that I had to do. There's always something else that I had to do to be loved, and I'm sorry, but we all deserve to be loved. If you've picked your wife, you're attracted to her, you love her. He's gained weight, and I still love him. I feel like I feel a lot towards him. I just feel like love does not all of a sudden stop loving somebody if there's everything there. It felt so good. Unless you're afraid and you don't want to feel something, then that would be a problem. It got worse, though. There's something that I'm going to tell you, but I actually feel like I have to make these videos to make sure I'm not going crazy. And basically, he would know if he knew I was hot at all, and I told him, he would stay away from me for 3 days, because I said that's how long I felt hot and desiring to be with him. And so he'd wait till I wasn't. I had no sexual desire, so he could even be around me. And then this happened a few times when I said I was hot. He would come over and he would actually put his hands down my pants and touch me, and he was laying beside me, and he would make sure I was turned on, and then all of a sudden he would get up and he would just leave the room, leaving me equivalent to a man getting an erection and just leaving him. And I was like, oh my God. And I asked him, I said, why did you just do that? He said, no, I didn't touch you sexual at all. He said, I did not touch you in that way. So I thought, okay, I'm either going crazy or he's crazy. So next time he did that recently, this is what happened. I did not react. I don't want to get all hot and bothered for no reason. So I know his game. I didn't react. But he got up and he saw that I wasn't reacting. So guess what? He looked like upset, like bewildered actually, like, oh my, she didn't fall for it. So I knew right then he was playing me. Oh my God, there's so many things that he's done to me. And it's very unhealthy. I think I'm gonna have to make another video about how he's actually made me ill. I get hot flashes all the time. I think because I've been sexually rejected so many times that I started to get hot flashes. It was pretty bad. It was strange because I think it was like the last straw. You know, your body. You get rejected so many times that I believe it can actually make you ill. Just so you know how crazy this is, his last wife had to have her whole womb taken out. I mean, and it wasn't, she had problems. Not anything contagious, but just problems that to do with her womb. I guess she obviously her womb wasn't feeling so good with him. He mentioned that he had withheld sex from her for a whole year. How's that possible? I'm sorry, you're in a relationship. And then he had told me she was unfaithful for, she was a bad lady, and I believed him. I was very faithful when I was with him. I've been very faithful. Not so much anymore. I realize that I don't think it's important to be faithful to someone that's completely doesn't even want to have sex or anything to do with you. I think I might have wasted 4 years with him. I'm glad for my baby I just had, but I just don't think it's necessary to always, the wind's blowing in the background. I think it might be moving my camera. Yeah, or it's my hands getting tired of holding this. Yeah, so basically, I thought any woman that would ever be unfaithful to their husband is just a terrible woman. She's a villain. Well, until I actually had 4 years of barely any intimacy. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he's being faithful, but I can't say for sure. I mean, somebody that doesn't have a sex drive, that's pretty, I'm sorry. I mean, they were very sexual, and all of a sudden